Before we even head to Lumiose City, when we see the trainer sitting on the train, he actually scrolls by Tawny's image, with the starters included. And if the trainer's a girl, Urbane would be on the phone instead. On the train, there's a sticker that features a bumblebee. It's actually a reference to the real-life stickers in the Paris metro. It also is the same bunny that warns people to not put fingers between closing doors. And as soon as you reach Lumiose City, if you head the opposite direction, there will be a message asking if you want to leave the city. And if you do end up taking the train to leave, the game makes you sit on the bench like it was just a weird dream that happened. At the starter selection, you could try to pick Pancham, but his trainer stops you saying that you don't get to take him. Just a humorous little moment. In the hotel room, there's also a unique painting of the World Tree. It likely references the Norse mythology inspiration behind Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde. It symbolizes the player's journey to conquer the Kalos legendaries tied to the World Tree. And each district has Pokemon-themed manhole covers. It's inspired by Japan's Pokelids. Regular manholes are Pokeball-shaped, and each district in the game has different Pokemon featured there, which is a very cool detail. Just like any other Pokemon game, if it's your birthday, the Pokemon Center will have a special celebration for you. Even if things seem to be happy and bubbly in the city, Pokemon always likes to bring ghosts into play. There's a side mission where a boy asks you to find his sister, who was lured into the sewers by Lidwick to drain her soul, and that jump scare is terrifying. It brought back the Ghost Girl vibes from Pokemon Legends Arceus with this Wisp side mission. Speaking of side missions, there's one involving finding a giant Gagote, and this goat was used as a riding Pokemon feature back in X and Y. Sadly, it didn't return in Pokemon ZA, nor did roller skating, considering Karina is returning in the DLC, who will also love to roller skate. If we look closely, the in-game magazines show areas like the Galar Meadows from Sword and Shield, or the Paldea Academy from Scarlet and Violet, and we even got the Sinnoh Mountains from Diamond and Pearl. There's many Galar connections in this game overall, including Galarian Slowpoke, Stunfisk, and even Curry Cuisine. The taxi driver Zack also wears Boltund brand clothing, which was the electric dog type from Pokemon Sword and Shield, and this logo was first introduced in the clothing items in this game. There's even an NPC who saw a battle between Leon and Raihan. Zasant also mentioned Leon's appearance in the Kalos region. Piers is also mentioned. He was the dark type gym leader. If you do the Galarian Slowpoke quest, the little kid brings up the Isle of Armor, which was also the DLC of Sword and Shield. This could be a hint towards the next Legends game being set in Galar, as leaks have suggested. There's also an Alolan reference where an NPC talks about the strange souvenir item, which was originally from Pokemon X and Y, and it teased the upcoming Pokemon Sun and Moon game at the time. When Grisham opens the back of the cafe to the labs while saying "Open Sesame," it reminded me of Team Rocket's secret hideouts. Only this time, Lance is not here to use Hyper Beam on them. If you go deep into the labs, the same prison which AZ used to be in reappears. In another room, there's a giant rock referencing Geosenge Town, and Route 10 stones from Pokemon X and Y. Interacting with it mentions that these stones once emitted energy, but reversed when the ultimate weapon was activated. And these whiteboards are filled with doodles and sketches. They feature the Gen 1 party icons from Red and Blue, which is an awesome throwback detail. When you battle Ivor during a promotion match, you could see Silphco's logo on the Pokeball boxes inside the Fist of Justice. It's a callback to the famous Kanto company. I would talk about an Easter egg regarding the logo of Pokemon ZA, but I don't want to spoil it for those that haven't finished it yet. But it has to do with the Z and the A design. It's a heavy foreshadow. It's cool that there's a secret little boy named Pikami in the post-game. As a side mission, he's with Pikachu and he looks like the child version of Ash Ketchum. The museum said that Volo donated his own outfit, which hints at time travel. We might also see Ingo returning to the present as he travels through the eras. Even the Battle Subway painting is shown in the museum. Sadly though, the Pokemon Legends Arceus protagonist likely remained in the past or passed away. The costumes are still there. It's like a dark but powerful reference to the passage of time and mortality in the world, you know. At least in one of the audio exhibits, there was one called Potato Mochi and a Lumiose City apartment that had a professor, Professor Laventon. And Diance's painting mimics the girl with a pearl earring, which is in real life. It looks very realistic. And we even have other art references, which is A Lady with a Unicorn by Raphael. I like how the unicorn turned into Mew. And we also have The Woman with a Parasol. And even with Gothiel, we have Madame and her children. This painting would be Lysander's relative, which is interesting. It kind of reminds me of George Washington. The same mysterious portraits from Legends Arceus, believed to depict Archie, Maxie, and Alder, are all here. The description suggests they represent the sun, sea, and the land, possibly connecting to the Hoenn's ancient history, or even time travel. And more armor originates from Galar. The text suggests that it resembled Wikstrom's, and it implies that his ancestor may have crafted it. It even hints at a past war between Kalos and Galar. It fits the real-world France versus England rivalry. There is a Sprua side mission, and the reward would be a marine pattern Vivillon, which you can't find anywhere else, so make sure you don't trade it away or just accidentally release it, because some people have actually released it, or they just give it away because they just thought that it was a regular Vivillon. Another cool thing in this museum is a Mega Lucario statue. This actually holds significance because it was in Pokemon X and Y's Tower of Mastery, and Lucario is the first Pokemon to ever evolve in the Kalos region, which I mean Mega Evolve. In the post-game, if we pick up the Pokeball in the hotel room, it says that Karina was the original trainer of that Lucario. And the Mega Feraligatr cry in ZA sounds like the Totodil's original cry from Gold and Silver, which is a very nostalgic audio callback. Speaking of Mega Evolutions, since there are exactly 26 new Mega Evolutions in the base game, it's most likely a nod to the 26 letters in the alphabet. Imagine each rank you level up, you could get like a new Mega Evolution for free. That would just be so amazing. Well, the game skipped from V all the way to F, and that's 15 letters in between if we count it. Funny enough, you have to do 15 promotion matches in the post-game through the ZA Royale in order to get Mega Floette. And you could battle Nurse Joy post-game as well. And after defeating her, she heals her own Pokemon, which is funny as we battered her team. We're so used to seeing her healing our Pokemon only. And when you battle Canary for the first time, she's listed as rank F in the ZA Royale, but there's a deeper meaning behind that rank because, given her status as a gamer and a streamer, this likely references the press F to pay respects meme, which is a subtle but cool nod to the gaming culture. And Canary's posters reference the Vocaloid art. There's one picture that was a direct reference to the Hatsune Miku song. In Emma's office, there are two interesting things to note. Behind her is a detective board with various references. One of them is a picture of a Crobat, supposedly found somewhere in the city, though Crobats and even Zubats aren't available in this game. Another is a picture of Lapras resembling the famous photo of the Loch Ness Monster, fitting since Lapras was inspired by that myth. Also, there are two framed photos. One is of Looker, who started and led the bureau before Emma took over, and the other would be Xerosic, which is a former Team Flare scientist from Pokemon X and Y. His photo implies that he either joined or worked with the bureau after the events of X and Y, given that he was a villain, overall, and maybe he was trying to redeem himself. Or Emma just hung up a picture of him for unknown reasons, but there's a reason why she must have chosen him compared to the other Team Flare admins. Just like in X and Y, the same looking girl appears and repeats the line, "You're not the one," to Ghost Girl, and a taxi driver did mention her once. Meanwhile, we also go to the O-Powers. The NPC comments on why they're not present in ZA. If you don't remember what O-Powers were basically just lasting for 3 minutes, and these were like temporary buffs that increase the capture rates or stat boosts, and it could be shared with other players. So it was actually pretty fun to use. I remember using it in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. There was an O-Power guy in the hotel, and he was kind of creepy. Maybe that's why they removed him. A random woman in Lumiose mentions wanting to be reincarnated as a Pokemon. It's likely a reference to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series where the human protagonist wakes up reborn as a Pokemon. By the way, benches increase friendship. Setting on benches raises the friendship for the entire team. It's not just one Pokemon. It makes it one of the best methods in the game to just increase friendship. In old Pokemon games, you had to have your Pokemon in your team and battle with them over and over again to raise their friendship. Or in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you would have to walk with them side by side through the overworlds. probably like 10,000 steps, I believe. But now all we have to do is just sit on a bench and that's it. Imagine in real life you just have pets and then you could just sit with your dog and then immediately they'll love you forever. I mean, technically dogs do have unconditional love, and same with cats. If you watch the anime Full Metal Alchemist, one of the shirts at the clothing store has a logo saying Full Metal. Another shirt labeled F00 references the Pokestar Studios robots from Pokemon Black and White. It is a fun callback to movie making in Unova. With the Pokestar Studios, it was actually very fun. I wish they brought this in Pokemon ZA, you know? If you watched my old video in Lumiose City, the full tour in my old Pokemon X and Y game, I showed about the PR studios where people, the trainers, us, could make PR videos and we could just like do fun poses and make movies, little mini clips involving music and poses. It was just like the camera feature, but it was like a mini movie. And the Godzilla vs. King Kong poster is also on the back of the sweatshirt. We even have the movie Sharknado. One hat is even called the Tyrantrum Island, which looks so similar to the Jurassic Park logo. A stall worker mentions Pokepuffs, which is what trainers fed their Pokemon in these little cute actions after battle. But another thing that is found throughout Lumiose City are mentions of the famous actress Diantha. She was also the champion in the Kalos region, and many rumors are pointing towards the new character in the Pokemon ZA DLC being the child of Diantha, while Professor Sycamore would be the father. Well, this game is confirmed to be set 5 years after the events of Pokemon X and Y, so she would be 5 years old. Lita of Team MZ is Tierno's younger sister, confirmed which is through her dialogue, dancer role, and her Pokemon team. And she uses a Vanillite that later evolves into a Vanillux, which references Tierno's shirt in Pokemon X and Y, which featured a Vanillite. Several NPCs wear shirts featuring Surfing Pikachu, using the same artwork from the official TCG card, and TCG card artworks were also seen in the Lumiose Museum, which was shown to be like the Noctowl person. And Lysander's new team reflects his redemption arc. We got Pyroar and Gyarados, which is the classic X and Y Pokemon. Then we also have Florges, which symbolizes the connection to AZ and his new role. And Garbodor is like his life when he was a villain, since, you know, it was just the bad people, while Sableye would be tied to the loss of his eye. And Noivern uses echolocation, which is a symbolic reference to his blindness. It's a deep and thoughtful way to show his growth through gameplay. And after the match with L, he's referring to the group of children the player was part of, and the friends that were including like the Callum, Serena, Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor. There's tons of reused and remixed music, which some are brand new arrangements, while others are pulled straight from the past Pokemon titles. In the files, you could find rearranged versions of familiar tracks like we got the trainer theme, the Pokemon Center, but there is some classic tracks left unchanged. We got Pokemon X and Y's cave theme song. The hotel where Jasant is at. And the boutique, which was the clothing stores. And we even have Battle Mewtwo, which was still hiding in the game's data. I just imagine how cool that battle theme is gonna sound. And after obtaining a Mega Stone, which is after the Rogue Mega fight, the intro of the Tower of Mastery plays. The posters scattered across Lumiose feature Valerie, which was the fairy-type gym leader from X and Y. Her posters appear on booths and small stands. There's even a billboard which shows a Theovol in a unique outfit. The outfit references Pokemon Masters EX, the Zinnia girl, with matching the Theovol outfit. It was a mobile game, and a special Elite Four style challenge exists against the woman who uses a shiny Furfrou. She's the only character in the game with a shiny. If you max out all the Rainbow Screw levels at the Canary's company, the worker tells you they've left something in your Hotel Z room. You'll find a massive canary plush waiting there as a reward. So now you could always just have that canary plush inside the room. It's kinda cute, honestly. But guess what side mission 69 is? It involves a player talking about sky battles, and this was first introduced in Pokemon X and Y, where trainers could only use flying type Pokemon, or those in the air. During side mission 73, Full Course of Battles, trainers will have to fight against 3 Pokemon. Although it's not exactly the same, this is reminiscent of triple battles, which was first introduced in Pokemon Black and White, and it continued in Pokemon X and Y. An NPC mentions that they used to apprentice for Professor Rowan, which was the Pokemon professor for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Another person talked about Kurt, who was a famous craftsman of apricorn balls from the Johto region. This woman was from the Paldea region who loved making sandwiches, while another asked about who Gita was. La Primera was her title. Although NPCs are amazing to talk to, there is one that shouldn't be interacted with, and it is this girl at school who says she could memorize names. I was so oblivious on what she was really doing, but if you do tell her to memorize the names and you click the yes option, the whole credits is going to play for 6 minutes, literally. That was a lot of Easter egg secrets and references in Pokemon Legends ZA. Thank you so much for watching. I would appreciate it if you click the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I post lots of Pokemon ZA content and guides. See you!